And there is Hannah. That's all that big orange ball you see here at the bottom of your screen moving up through Virginia and the Carolinas. And believe you me, there's some heavy rain underneath that. But not only down here to the south with Hannah, we actually have some bands of moisture up north that's bringing some heavy rain to some areas of New England and back into Pennsylvania in an arc here from Altoona all the way up through Albany and right into the Boston area. In fact, we can go right into the Boston area close up here and show you some of the heavy rain. See the yellows and oranges? Just a washout early this morning in the Boston area. Fortunately, it's not a school day for most of us and a work day for most of us, so I think a lot of folks may be sleeping in today. Springfield, Hartford, Providence, New Bedford, out on the Cape, not a good morning for a beach walk. Now, you had some of that rain this morning in New York. I think you're going to get a little bit of a dry spell here. Will they be able to get some tennis in there in Flushing Meadows for the U.S. Open? Maybe a little bit early, but this storm down to the south is moving so fast that a lot of moisture will be moving right back into this area by this afternoon. Right now for the big football game there at Beaver Stadium and State College, Penn State against the Oregon State Beavers, I believe. Well, looks like good weather for Beavers. A lot of rain out there anyway, and it looks like that's lifting north. Again, some of this rain, though, in Virginia is rocketing right up the Shenandoah Valley and moving up into Pennsylvania, so not much of a break there for you tailgaters there at Beaver Stadium. Richmond, I mentioned earlier the big NASCAR race, the race before the chase, the last one before the chase, that has been postponed until Sunday, so no racing there, and you can see why, as Hannah's just about ready to inundate the Richmond area in Petersburg with just torrential rains. Also raining right down 64 into the Norfolk area. And by the way, that's a tornado watch which has been extended north all the way up almost to Seaford, Delaware, and around the Salisbury area and right on down through Hampton and Norfolk and into northeast North Carolina, including parts of the Outer Banks. That means some of these outer spiral bands of moisture from Hannah could help to spawn some tornadoes, as we've seen with many of the tropical systems so far this year. So let's give you the bottom line here for a few cities. And I think we're going to start off with the New York City area and show you the impacts that we expect. Okay, we'll start with D.C. Rain and wind increasing as we head through the day today. We just showed that to you on the radar. Heavy rain as we head through late this morning into early this afternoon, then tapering to showers toward evening. Maybe an inch or two of rain and winds gusting 20 to 30 miles an hour here, folks. There's New York City. Again, a little bit of a dry spell right now, but the rain's moving back in this afternoon. 1 to 2 inches likely, and some gusty winds becoming even stronger as we head on into this evening. Philadelphia, looks like the heaviest rain will be from late this morning into this afternoon. 1 to 2 inches with gusty winds here as well. And our last stop takes us to Boston. You have heavy rain right now. You'll get a bit of a break around midday, and then more rain as we head on into this evening. All right, let's go to Jen.
All right, we are tracking Major Hurricane Ike as well this morning. And new forecast models as well as the new track for the National Hurricane Center takes Ike into the Gulf. We'll talk about the possibilities with that coming up. Then in 10 minutes, we'll talk about Hannah and the impact it will have on travel today, especially in the Northeast. After that, at 50 past the hour, it is our tropical update, and we'll delve into the details with Hannah and Ike as we track both of these tropical storm and hurricane for today.
Jillian, you had occasional irregularity. I know that you were just living with
That was my normal.
I thought that was normal. What changed?
I saw Activia in my mom's fridge, tried it for a couple weeks, and it's liberating.
Activia!
When it comes to cereal, it's not just the front of the box that counts, it's the side. Think Kashi Go Lean has 100% daily value of calcium? How about iron? Think again. It doesn't have 100% of any vitamins and minerals you need. Because if it did, well, then it'd be Total. Deliciously crunchy cinnamon squares and 100% daily value of 11 vitamins and minerals. Total. Are you getting 100%?
It's Macy's One-Day Sale Saturday. Get the lowest prices of the season. This diamond and sapphire bracelet, $59.99. Buy 2 bras, get 2 free. Dress shirts, just $14.99. And men's chinos are just $14.99. Get the lowest prices of the season at Macy's One-Day Sale Saturday. That's the magic of Macy's.
We spent 4 days in these cars to prove Shell gasoline can stop gunky buildup on critical engine parts that low-quality discount gasolines can leave behind, helping your car perform at its best. Ready for another 5,000 miles? Bring it on.
The first blossom in the spring. It's that feeling that you bring. Now it's time to spread our wings and fly.
Now you don't have to compromise comfort for clean. Introducing new Quilted Northern. It's thicker to absorb, yet still soft on your skin.
So very
Feeling clean never felt so comfortable. Look for our new Blue Pack today.
Hurricane Ike, we have the very latest. The new advisory has come in, and it is still a Category 3 hurricane. The winds are at 115 miles an hour, and the movement is still the same. A west-southwest track at about 15 miles an hour. So as we track Ike moving in that direction, what impact will it have on the U.S.? Well, Jeff is standing by with more on that.
Boy, that is the $20 million question, isn't it? Where will Ike go from here? Well, we think that west-southwestward track, and that's becoming more pronounced with time. Each computer model run that we see keeps pushing Ike maybe a little bit farther and farther south. Now, that's great news for places like Fort Lauderdale and Miami and even the Keys. Now, we know that the Keys are being evacuated as far as the tourists are concerned, but hopefully we can keep that track farther on to the south. In its current track mode, it would be definitely impacting the Turks and Caicos Islands here and the southeast Bahamas. That's why there are hurricane warnings up and there are hurricane watches up for the central Bahamas. And of course, there are tropical storm warnings up as probably Ike just kind of skims the north coast of Haiti and the northwest Dominican Republic. But the big question is, well, two main questions. Will Ike regain its Category 4 or even 5 strength? And where is it headed? Well, we think in the short term it'll continue to probably hold its own right around Category 3, 115 miles an hour, and then it may impact here the northern coast of Cuba. That's looking more and more likely now that it will at least skim the northern coast, if not move over Cuba. Great news in the fact that it keeps it farther south from Florida, and it also could weaken it. But eventually we think it'll pop back out into the Gulf of Mexico as we head into the middle of this next week. So plenty of time to watch Ike, but it looks better right now as far as the track for the United States, not for Cuba. And here's the timeline here, again affecting the Turks and Caicos as we head through tonight and early tomorrow. Sunday, more in the southern Bahamas, and then on Monday, eastern and northeast Cuba, including Havana, could get hit pretty hard, particularly if Ike continues its track towards central Cuba, and it looks like it'll make an impact there. Beyond Monday, as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, that's when we may see Ike move right out into the Gulf of Mexico. Of course, you want to keep it here for the latest. Jen?
I want to talk more about travel, both about Hannah and Ike. You know, yesterday there were some folks trying to go to the Turks and Caicos, actually to the island of Turk, and they went on a pretty much empty Boeing 737. Folks are not traveling there and should not be. Meanwhile, we want to talk about Hannah in travel. Amtrak service has been canceled between Miami and New York City. The auto train from Lorton, Virginia to Sanford, Florida has been canceled as well. We do expect a lot of flight delays today. There could even be a few cancellations. You need to call your airline to check on that. The places to watch: New York City, Philly, and D.C. As the rain moves into the area, the winds are going to be picking up as well, especially later on today, and that's when you're most likely to see the biggest problems across this area. All right, we want to show you some of the latest pictures from our weather warriors. We are continuing to track Hannah right now and Ike into the days to come.
And we have some video here to show you as we round out this segment of some of the, well, I thought we had some of that video. We'll show that to you right after the break.
Nasal allergy symptoms like congestion can occur at any time, and it's hard to avoid the things that cause them. Prescription Nasonex helps relieve nasal allergy symptoms, like congestion. Maybe that's why 6 million nasal allergy sufferers used Nasonex last year.
Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing.
For more information, talk to your doctor and ask if Nasonex is the one for you.
Ask your doctor today if Nasonex is right for you.
Do you, Rob, take Donna to be your wife?
I do.
You got enough insurance for both cars, the right deductibles for these nuptials?
Life comes at you fast.
Is there a nationwide insurance agent in the fellowship? Please, somebody help this brother.
That's why Nationwide Insurance created the On Your Side review. We'll customize your coverage so it's always right for you, plus offer you hundreds of ways to save money.
Dearly beloved, the two are now one nationwide insurance policy.
Oh, hallelujah.
The On Your Side review. It's free, only from Nationwide Insurance.
Hi, I'm Lane Schiffman, inviting you to join us for this year's Schiffman's Charity Golf Classic
on October 17th in Greensboro. It's all to benefit the Children's Home Society of North Carolina.
Come enjoy golf at Grandover Resort, a fabulous Schiffman's jewelry raffle, plus lunch, dinner, silent auction, and a chance to win this baby from Harley-Davidson of Greensboro. Participate as a player, sponsor, or with your cash or merchandise donation. Sign up online or by phone and join your friends at the 6th Annual Schiffman's Charity Golf Classic.
Hi, I hear you're still with the phone company. What, you don't like saving money? Switch to Time Warner Cable and save money with all 3 services bundled together. That's Roadrunner High-Speed Online, digital phone, and digital cable, which gives you cool extra features. Watch this. Hey, Mom's calling. Hi, Mom. Guess what? We're all working together now and saving money, too.
Call Time Warner Cable now and save with digital phone, Roadrunner, and digital cable.
Time Warner Cable, the power of you.
As Hannah races up the East Coast.
Tropical storm warnings all the way into southern New England.
Stay tuned for live coverage from the most experienced team of meteorologists. Plus, Hurricane Ike fiercely churns through the Atlantic. Stay with the Weather Channel, your hurricane authority. Coverage of Hannah continues here on the Weather Channel. Now, your local on the 8s.
Currently in our area, 69 degrees with rainy conditions. A flash flood watch is in effect for our area. Our local Doppler radar. Today, windy with periods of rain. High 81. Chance of rain 80%. Rainfall near a ½ inch. For tonight, clear to partly cloudy. Low 65. Winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It's 50 past the hour. It's time for the tropical update. Although it seems like all morning long, the tropics is what we are talking about. And that's our big story. We have Hannah moving up along the eastern seaboard, and we have Ike. It's a major hurricane with winds of 115 miles an hour. We'll talk more about both of these. Now, right now, Hannah, again, has moved inland. It's moving quick to the north-northeast at 22 miles an hour. It's going to continue on that same general movement and even pick up more speed. It may double in speed by later today into tomorrow. Right now, heavy rain, one of our biggest concerns. Very heavy rain, flash flooding concerns this morning in interior portions of North Carolina. Raleigh, concerns about the Crabtree Creek. We have some reports of water coming about 3 feet up into apartment buildings in Hope County. You know, we're going to watch this rain be one of our biggest concerns, but it's going to pull out. Even by noon, we actually have this out of the forecast in Raleigh. We're left with some light showers, but we are going to watch the core of the heavy rain pull out by lunchtime. Charlotte, we've barely gotten anything. A few spits out there, and that's it. And the rain chances are quickly ending for you. Now, meanwhile, watching the rain continue to spread to the north and east up here along the eastern seaboard today. D.C., you are in store for some very heavy rain. The gustiest of the winds are going to be moving up, though, throughout the afternoon and early evening into D.C. This is where the gustiest of winds are right now. Wrightsville Beach coming in with sustained winds of 43 miles an hour. Morehead City, 36 miles an hour. And actually, Wilmington, I just saw a gust at Wilmington of 51 miles an hour. So we are seeing the gusty winds on the eastern side of Hannah. Projected path, again, takes it up along the eastern seaboard, again, very quickly today. We're going to see it move up along through the New York City area, maybe just to the east of that region, and then heading up through Boston. We're going to find some very squally weather by tonight, and then moving out to sea by tomorrow. So it's in and out of here pretty quickly, blowing through fast, but because we have the very heavy rainfall rates, that's why we have the risk for the flash flooding. Now let's talk about Ike. West-southwest at 16 miles an hour. It's still a Category 3 hurricane. The winds are still 115 miles an hour. The Air Force reconnaissance has been flying into Ike to bring more information. They do anticipate those winds or do measure those winds right now at about 115 miles an hour when you bring it down to the surface. We had been seeing some shear on the northern side, but it hasn't affected the inner core of Ike. So it's still a major hurricane. It's still a force to be reckoned with. And even earlier into the forecast track, you still could be looking at some rainfall along the northern edge of Hispaniola. This is an area that cannot take any more rainfall. Haiti, Dominican Republic, we could see some of that. It is expanding a little bit in size. The wind winds, the hurricane-force winds were
A flash flood warning has been issued for your area.
so there has been a slight increase in size, not a whole lot. Still a pretty compact storm. And because it's a compact storm, that's one of our concerns as we look at the forecast path. You know, it's so small, it could fit in between Florida and Cuba. But a lot of the models coming into agreement that it may move over Cuba, and moving over land would mean a weakening storm. Of course, it would mean bad news for Cuba, for the U.S. coast. So of course, that would give us a weakening storm when it passes by Florida, but then we have a storm heading out into the Gulf of Mexico, and that could be bad news as we watch what happens into early next week. There is the potential for it to re-strengthen once it heads out into the Gulf of Mexico. So we look at its path, we look at this big high pressure, and this has just been a year for big, strong areas of high pressure. And again, that's the reason that Ike is going to move in the direction it is, and that's the reason why once it heads out into the Gulf of Mexico, if it has big high pressure overhead, that would be an environment where it could re-strengthen, possible that it could re-strengthen back into a Category 3 hurricane, even if it weakens over Cuba. Things that we need to watch and keep an eye on as we head into early next week. Right now, everyone in South Florida needs to make sure their hurricane plans are ready and take action when emergency managers tell them to. Jeff?
All right, let's shift gears here and talk about Hanna once again. Street flooding ongoing in the Raleigh area. In fact, we have one report of a water rescue. A man drove his vehicle under an underpass that was flooded, stalled the vehicle out, and had to be rescued from that vehicle. So, folks, it is not really all that safe to be driving out here. I mean, you have the center of Hanna right here, moving just up to the southeast of Raleigh, crossing Interstate 40, going to be moving right up past Wilson and Rocky Mount. But this is all really heavy rain. Oddly enough, as Jen mentioned earlier, Charlotte, you didn't get anything. But if you head up Interstate 85 and you head over through Greensboro, over to Asheboro and Raleigh and Durham, it's just a complete washout. And even though this storm's moving quickly, that doesn't mean it can't dump 3, 4, 5, 6 inches of rain. That's how hard it's coming down, and that'll cause some flash flooding. All right, let's talk about the forecast. And this is the forecast for the rest of today. That heavy rain I just showed you in North Carolina, moving up through Virginia. It's already moving into the Richmond and Charlottesville area, right up the Shenandoah Valley into central PA. Might be a little bit wet up there for that game at Beaver Stadium for Penn State against Oregon State. Philadelphia, too, will be wet. And even though you're dry right now in New York, rain moving back into your area for folks heading out to Flushing Meadow and the U.S. Open Tennis Championships, and then overspreading New England as we head through late today and tonight. In the southeast, this rain should be moving out, believe it or not. By later this afternoon, all that rain in North Carolina is gone. That's how fast this is moving. There might be a few welcomed showers out here in northwest Georgia. If we're lucky, we'll get a few around Atlanta, Birmingham, and down toward Montgomery, Alabama. Not really associated so much with Hanna, but with an old frontal boundary. And watch out in the western high plains for heavy rain as well today. Jen?
All right, well, let's talk about what's happening right along the coastline. These are the current wave heights right along the coast here. Nearly 20 feet, actually it looks like 18 feet right off of offshore, well offshore of North Carolina. But we are going to see some bigger waves breaking there today. You know, along the Florida beaches, things are going to be improving, but we still have that rip current threat that extends today all the way down to Miami Beach and all the way up here into Nantucket, the Cape Cod area. Of course, not a beach day into the northeast and mid-Atlantic, but as the skies clear across the south, you still need to swim at the guarded beaches and beware of the potential for rip currents still out there. Now, Myrtle Beach today, we are going to watch conditions improve throughout the day. We're going to see the sun come out. Tomorrow, there might be a few thunderstorms, not directly related to Hanna, but we still could see some thunderstorms out there. Meanwhile, we'll continue up the beach and show you some other spots and your forecast for the weekend. Hilton Head, again, look at this forecast today. 91 degrees and sunny. The sun will be out pretty shortly, but we'll continue to watch the chance of a thunderstorm tomorrow. Jeff?
I'll tell you what, this has been one wild week weather-wise, from Gustav now to Hanna, and we have the pictures to prove it.
See it? The roof peeled back here, and there it goes. It's still going. Look at that. Look at that.
Are you getting this? Okay, you're not looking, are you? Okay, look. Look what I did. Turn around. It's a helmet, honey.
That's one way to show you're a fan.
But it's a helmet.
Or you could buy 4 select Bridgestone Dueler tires and get up to a $100 gift certificate you can use to buy authentic team gear at NFLshop.com. For NFL fans who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
All natural, high quality protein.
protein. The incredible edible egg.
They tickle, they tease, and you sneeze. Maybe it's time to ask your doctor about Singulair. While many allergy medicines block histamine, Singulair blocks leukotrienes, an underlying cause of nasal allergy symptoms. And that's how Singulair works differently. One pill, once a day. Side effects are generally mild and vary by age and may include headache, ear infection, sore throat, and upper respiratory infection. Singulair, a different way to treat allergies.
As Hannah races up the East Coast.
Tropical storm warnings all the way into southern New England.
Stay tuned for live coverage from the most experienced team of meteorologists. Plus, Hurricane Ike fiercely churns through the Atlantic. Stay with the Weather Channel, your hurricane authority.
The Weather Channel is brought to you by this cable or satellite provider. You can also get reliable forecasts from the Weather Channel through this radio station or newspaper.
Coverage of Hannah continues here on the Weather Channel. Now, your local on the 8s.
Currently, the temperature is 69 degrees with rainy conditions. A flash flood watch is in effect for our area. Our local Doppler radar. Today, windy with periods of rain. High 81. Winds north-northwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Chance of rain 80%. Rainfall near a half an inch. For tonight, clear to partly cloudy. Low 65. Winds northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour.